Hi, now we're going to do grilled salmon. Grilling, as we talked about before, is a form of related to broiling. They both use radiant heat. Grilling will be from below, broiling from above. And then we throw in pan broiling as well. If you remember from our cauliflower dish, we cooked it in the pan just a little bit with oil. Enough oil just to stop it from sticking, not to make a sauce or not to simmer it in. Put a lot of oil, it would be frying. If you had liquid, it would be simmering. So the only reason we put oil in there was to stop sticking and also give it a little bit of flavor. We're going to do, you can do the same thing with the salmon. So if you don't have access to a grill, you can pan broil it in the cast iron skillet. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, when you pick up your groceries on Tuesday or Wednesday between 10 and 3, you can sign out to get a cast iron skillet. If you don't have a little sheet pan like for the cauliflower that we did, you can sign out for one of those too. They do have to be returned before you'll be able to pick up any food for any other classes. So let's get in with grilling. So what we did so far, we heated up our grill. I'm letting that get hot right now, and I'll show you how we're going to prepare the salmon. Then we're going to go over and grill it. I have another piece that will come back and we'll pan broil that one, so you'll get to see both ways. I would also at this time take your lemon butter, your lemon dill butter out of the cooler, let it start coming to room temperature just a little bit. Cut it in slices. Mine was about as big around maybe as a quarter, so I would cut it in slices, maybe 3/8 to a 1/2 inch thick. Look on your ruler to get those thicknesses and see what it is. So for the salmon, let's turn this salmon. Stop shaking. That shakes more than me. Okay, again, I have my mise en place set up. I don't want to move the thing, so here's all my spices and seasonings that I'll be using for the entire day. For the salmon, we're going to use extra virgin olive oil, kosher salt, fresh ground black pepper, and maybe a little bit of garlic. Personally, I just like the salt and pepper with some olive oil. So let's get our salmon. If you look at the piece of salmon, your piece should be skinless. This is the side that the skin was on. For salmon, you do not want to cut this off. A lot of other fish, you want to remove that. It's called a bloodline. And salmon, that's where all the fat is. Fat in fish is good. You want fat in fish. It's very healthy for you. This will cook through. It doesn't have a strong off flavor. But the razor I want to show you is this is the skin side. This is the bone side, or what we call the cut side. When you're grilling or pan broiling or pan searing, any of those type of methods, you always want to put what side you're going to use for presentation. That's the side you're going to cook first. In our case, in fish, you always use the cut side first. Okay, if it's something that's been cut slices out of a large fillet, like a tuna steak would be, out of a loin, well, you have two cut sides. You just pick the better of the two. So, first thing we're going to do, brush with a little bit of olive oil. The recipe says to season first. You can do it either way you want. Brush with a little olive oil. Okay. Sprinkle with a little kosher salt. Sprinkle with a little fresh ground black pepper. The spices and seasonings and ingredients we gave you are going to be more than what you actually need, like salt and pepper, olive oil. You probably got a lot more than what you're going to need. Save those. You're not going to get it every week. Save it to reuse. Save it to reuse for your culinary recipes. So I can't keep giving it to you, so don't use it for your own purposes. After class, when all of your recipes are done and all of our cooking is done for the class, then you can. So let's bring this over to the grill. Okay, so once you have your grill brushed down good, I have a pan, an old towel, it has some canola oil. Very important, oil down the grapes. Oil down the grapes. Very, very important. Be liberal with the oil on your grapes. You don't want to do this with your grill turned up as high as you can possibly do because it's just going to flare up. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's take our piece of fish. Here's our fish. We're going to put it on the grill. I know on this grill where hot spots and cold spots are. You probably know on yours. We're going to lay it right there. Look at what side went down. That's that cut side. So if you can see, it's nice and hot, it's sizzling. If I went to go flip it right now, it would probably be stuck. So we don't want to move it. The most important thing is it's got to look good when it's on the plate. So you want some nice, pretty grill marks, okay? So if your grill is clean and your salmon is oiled and your fish is oiled, then you'll get some nice grill marks on it. When you go to flip it, if it's stuck, you just leave it alone. Don't move it. It'll let go. Also, at this time, we seasoned that first side. Let's put some oil on. We're going to probably wind up putting a little more oil on after we flip. Sounds like a really great idea to put your oil in a spray bottle and just kind of mist it. And it works good right when the spray bottles are brand new. However, after that, they don't. It winds up coming out just a stream. Okay, salt and pepper. I then like to take my spatula and just kind of pat it down just a little bit. I'm going to pause because I don't want this GoPro to get over hot while it's sitting on the grill. We'll come back in just a minute. Okay, so it's been about 2, maybe 3 minutes since we put it on that side. And here's where you have to make a decision. Do you want your grill marks to be just stripes, or do you want hash marks? Kind of like little, you know, some going this way, some going that way, okay? For me, we're just gonna flip it right now. Turn it over once. Man, is that pretty or what? See those nice grill marks on there? My grill was clean, it was lubricated well. The fish was lubricated. Didn't have sugar or anything on it, anything sweet, anything sugary, and your fish is going to stick. Okay, so here's the thing with salmon. Salmon is probably one of the more trickier fish to cook. Grilling, broiling, any way you cook it, because you want to always cook salmon to medium. If salmon overcooks, it's nasty. It's dry, it gets fibrous and mealy in your mouth, and it's just not a good experience. How do you know when it's medium? The only thing I can tell you with fish is experience. Just kind of looking at it and watching it. So when you're learning, you want to poke a knife in there and twist it, but you know, then you got your fish. Now look what's happening. We flipped it over and see it, the flame. That's because it's that fat on the bottom. Okay, it's melted and the fat burns. So we're going to turn it and move it to another part of the grill. That's going to make, that's oil and fat that's burning. I'm sorry about that. That's oil and fat that's burning. When oil and fat burns, it gives off a lot of black soot and not a good flavor at all. So just move it over. You don't want to squirt it with water. You don't want to do anything like that. It's going to burn itself out. Okay, so if your grill is very hot, get your marks on your fish, then put it on a sheet pan like we had before, and you can pop it in the oven and finish cooking to a degree of doneness that you like. In the olden days, we cooked fish until, man, it was like bacon almost when it was done. And it wasn't good. Salmon wasn't popular down here because nobody knew how to cook it. We know how to cook redfish and flounder and speckled trout, puppy drum, catfish, and things like that, all the local fish. But salmon, there's not a salmon within 1,000 miles of here. So we don't know how to cook it. Now we do. So what I'm gonna do now, we had it on here like this, we turned it like that, watch what the marks are gonna look like. I'm gonna get it on my spatula, I'm gonna brush a little more oil on it, because I don't want it to stick. Look at the direction that the marks are and the direction of the grids. We're gonna turn it. This side you can't really see. I thought I had missed it, we only went one direction. So we'll put some nice crosshatch marks on here. And it's almost done. It's almost finished. We're almost ready to take it off. Turn the camera to give you a little bit better angle at it. I'm really scared it's going to overheat. So I'm going to put it on pause, and when I flip it again, I'll turn it back on and come back to you. See you in a minute. Okay, so while you were gone, I flipped the fish over and I turned it. So this would be the 4th time we turned it. We cook it, first we put it down longwise on the grill, then we turned it longwise parallel to the grids. We turned it, then we rotated it 90 degrees, flipped it back, and then we flipped it on the other side. And this is where we are now. It's ready to come. When I flipped it back over, I brushed it with a little olive oil. I got a plate over here that's been sitting on the grill warming, not heating, warming. Let's put that on there. Let's bring everything back to our station. Get rid of this board. Try to zoom on that fish. That's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Okay. We're going to take a piece of that compound butter. We'll put it right on top. I'm going to make a little garnish to go on it. We're going to make a little garnish to go on it. So let me just move that out the way and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a lemon, make a nice wide slice. That's maybe 3/8 of an inch. And a nice big wide slice of lemon. Then what I'm going to do is make a cut right here. I'm just going through the skin of the lemon. Okay. Get my knife in here. And I'm going to just trim to where the meat comes off the skin. Believe it or not, I'm good at this. You can't really tell from today though. We'll cut that in half. We're going to make a little slit here. We're going to make a little slit there. Then we're going to take this and we're going to turn it in just like that. And we're going to put that right there on our plate. Grilled salmon, lemon dill butter, and a nice piece of lemon. We're going to taste. I want to break it open to show you the inside. See, it's nice, still and moist. Actually, it did cook just a tiny bit too much, but it's still not overcooked. But it's not overcooked, so it'll still be good. Oh man, that's good. I'd let you come taste, but I'm gonna eat it all myself.